Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Silverback TAC-41 LS, whatever you want to call it. It's like a knockoff DBL-10 or the DBL-10 we've got at home. So in the last video, you'll have seen me going at this with like a little multi-tool thing, which I'm filming this before that video goes live, so I imagine a lot of people aren't going to be happy with that. But, you know, it's my little project thing. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. You can build yours however you want. Now, what did I do with the Allen key for fitting the barrel? There it is. So, all I've done is I've gone away and I'm just going to tighten the barrel screws up here. Gone away, cleaned up the stock. I've switched out the inner barrel. Now, I was trying to use like a really short, I think it's like a TNT barrel. It's one with like the rifling at the end, and it didn't like it. Now what actually happened was the first round got blocked, and it destroyed the hot rubber. So you'll see here it got caught up on the lips, where is it there, and just jammed up the barrel. So I didn't have a like for like hot rubber, because you have to use the Silverback ones to put in there. So I've literally just got one out of, you got these little, I had one of these spare, little Silverback AG hot rubber set. I've just used the 70-degree one. Pop that in there with a 300mm long Prometheus barrel. If I can get this off. It's one thing I've experienced with this. No matter how much I torque down these screws, I have asked Silverback what they think about it. Maybe there's torque specs we need to go to. But no matter how much I torque those screws down, the barrel still unthreads it, like still turns itself. And I suppose as long as you're not removing suppressors, you're not going to have a major issue. So you'll see there's a much longer barrel here, and I'm probably going to have to reset that in there because I did put the barrel spacer in. But you'll see I've just curved this edge, cleaned up these edges. There's a little bit more to clean up. I am planning to paint this. Can I line this? Let me just line this up with the barrel spacer. So there we go. Line it up with that. Don't want to play ball today. So what I'm going to do is try and show you this here. Let's take the suppressor cap back off. So 5 bolts. Because what I'd done is I'd fitted the barrel spacers that come with the suppressor perfectly into position, and then I've took the suppressor off to show you what I've done. Which only took like 5-10 minutes in the garage. Just something I didn't want to do in here because it was going to cause a lot of mess with the Dremel and such. So I've got 2 of the foam rubbers in here, and you'll see, might be able to see just about, maybe not yet, there we go, just the barrel spacer. I've got one in the end. So let's screw the suppressor back on, because we are going to lose a hell of a lot of FPS with this shortening the barrel. So I've got the barrel spacer in the end, right on the end of the barrel, to make sure it keeps true. I've got 2 of the foam cutouts there, and we're going to have to bump the power up of this rifle now because we're running a much shorter barrel. But yeah, just went in there with a Dremel, cleaned up all the edges, just tried to make it look as much not as not a hacksaw job that it was. Sorry there, you're out of focus. And then just put it all back together. 300mm Prometheus barrel. Again, I just had one lying around, which was meant for another project. So I thought we'll try that in there and see how we get on. So that's all fitted to the front now. Like I say, no matter how much I torque these screws down, it happened on this barrel and on that barrel. Now, if you're not sort of wanting to move, it would take a lot. Now, that one was a lot, even though I torqued them screws down as much as I possibly could, the original barrel would just twist. But that being said, It's not going to be as quiet as it was before, but I can't imagine how weak the power was with that really short barrel. We are still running the standard spring, so let's put a 0.3 through here. See where it's at. So we're at 1.148 joules. Let's go and make this safe. Let's pull the mag out. These feed tubes are harder to clear than I remember. My other TAC-41 seems okay. This feed tube seems like it's harder to actuate with your fingers. Let's pop that down there. So I'll try and get this done as quickly as possible because it is ridiculously hot in this room. Let's just point the rifle at the floor. We'll load the rifle again, make sure it's clear. There we go. And what we're going to do, we're going to take our tool on our spring guide stopper. We're going to use that to pull the little bar out, put the bolt handle up, and we can remove the cylinder. Let's pop the gun to one side. It's one of those guns that doesn't like to lean up against anything, it likes to fall over. And we have this here. I have the correct tool for this, it's a Silverback tool, but it's not tight anyway. There we go. Got a bit of dust there, so let's try and keep clear of that little section. So this is a, let's have a look here, what's it say? This is a 75 Newton spring that comes with it. So let's get that out. We're going to go to a 120 because we need that extra oomph in power now, don't we? I could fit like the variable mass piston, or I could get another wasp and put a wasp in here. I think when you put these together you have to be careful you don't squish the piston cup, which is what it's doing. So how are you meant to put that back on? Right, okay, what I had to do, the problem I had was trying to push the cylinder head in forces the piston cup to expand, and then the piston cup gets caught in the threads of the cylinder and the cylinder head trying to go in. So what I had to do, which is quite dangerous, is basically push the piston in with my thumb as far as I could take it, and then as the sear, or as the back of the pistons come being able to be seen, quickly put a flathead screwdriver in there, hold it into place just to get the first few threads in, and there we are. So yeah, I've never had that problem as far as I'm aware with my other TAC-41. It could be because I'm fitting, you know, a naughty spring to compensate for the short barrel. Could be a whole manner of things. So of course, if you're doing the same thing, just be super careful that that spring doesn't come flying out and hit you in the face or the eyes or anything like that. If it feels dangerous, it probably is. Just be careful. So we have the big boss man spring in. So let's see what power we can be doing on this bad boy. Might not have enough BBs in the mag. Let's point it to the floor, load one in. Yeah, it does feel quite a bit more pokey. Again, these are only 0.3s, so we probably will dual creep a little bit on heavier ammo, so we'll have to test it. But a 0.3 on a 120 Nm spring with a 300mm barrel comes in at 2 joules, so perfect. We'll have to crank it on some 4/8 and just make sure it's okay. It's not too loud, to be honest. Okay, maybe it is a bit loud. So, but there we have it, the sort of DBL10, I'm sure it's called a DBL10 inspired TAC-41 light. Just trying to empty the feed tube of the BBs, which seems more difficult than compared on the other TAC. And there we have it. We're on to the right path, aren't we? So this isn't going to be as long a video as the last one. So we've got a heavier spring in there. We've got a 300mm stainless 6.03 diameter, inside diameter barrel, which is a Prometheus barrel, AG1. You just have to be careful with the Prometheus barrels now, because the newer ones have like larger windows and stuff, so you just have to be careful. And some of the models won't fit other, like they're very model specific. But we've got our TAC-41. We've got our clearanced handguard, so we can run with a suppressor like this. Pretty damn cool. I was going to do a video on the stock, because I'd pulled off the folding stock off my Rattler, and just so happens, of course, it doesn't fit. You could kind of get it on there, but basically there isn't enough rail sections on here, and it clips the back piece of the stock here, so you can't torque it down enough. As well as that, you have the hinge that hangs down here, and basically gets in front of your hand, so you can't have your hand any higher up than that, which is kind of pointless. Now, you could use it, so what I found was using it like a conventional way of holding it like this, I couldn't do it. But if I adjusted my grip, which, you know, a lot of professional shooters do anyway, just having your thumb on the same side like this, it did work. So we'll have a look at that in one of the next videos. I'm also going to have a look at the Hadron and Sniper Mechanics Medusa Hot Wheel. So we'll see if that goes on there. I don't think it's quite as the same as with the normal TAC-41 aluminium hop-ups, but I'm sure we'll find a workaround, and then I can let you guys know what you need to do to get that part to fit. Thank you for tuning to another video. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this build. Do you like it so far? It looks really long on camera with this, but in person it's actually still shorter than the standard barrel that came on it, if you think that's where the hop is. So it's about, what, 6-7 inches shorter than the standard barrel, which is what I like. If this barrel doesn't work for whatever reason, basically I'll just shove the standard barrel on the lathe and trim it down to where I need to do it. It will also be interesting to see some results if we shorten the barrel a little bit further. Maybe take it down to like 250, so we've got more suppression space. And yeah, that's what all of it. So thanks for tuning in. If you like what you've seen, you can comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And there's actually links down in the description below for the Discord. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description if you want to support the channel without having to spend money on the website or anything like that. There's a few people who have done it already, including Tom, who's subscribed to doing like $5 a month. So thank you, Tom, for that. If you did want to pop by into that, it's heavily appreciated. But as always, my content will forever be free. And from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next video.